Good morning, folks. It's 10:15 a.m. on the first month, 30th day, 2025. I'm in here watching Moree, just blasting, 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 blasting. The more out of Moree. You can see all the lines just pointing right at this area here, which is as close as it lets me zoom in. It shows that all the lines are meeting over here at the aerodrome, right? The aerodrome. Okay, so what I'm going to do is do a little markings for the people that really just can't draw a straight line in their heads from more than one position or going towards something. Okay, so I'll mark this screen for you now. To show you what I'm talking about is I'll triangulate the next red station itself for you guys right now. There's my ruler. Yeah, high-tech tools. I have a ruler, a marker, tool. Right, so I'm just going to put my ruler on the screen. It's that noise you're hearing. I'm going to start drawing these lines towards wherever they intersect. Right, that's all I say. Towards wherever they intersect. And it's really, it's making it quite plain to me that these lines are intersecting. Try to get that on without it moving. Yes, they're all intersecting. It's all going on. So I look on the map of where this particular beam is intersecting, right? So I got that up there. And I come up with this, little device now, this. I have a device over here in Moree at the regional airport that I zoomed in on. And it shows the following device from the National Weather Service right here. And that looks like could be a helipad. And it could be an antenna field, and if that's an antenna field, I suspect some kind of an array there, but without data I can't confirm that. And I can only look at the shadows here to see what's on this mast. So I don't see a big radar ball there, and I look here, I see other measuring devices that are used for weather, for your humidities and temperatures, and I go over here and I see the desktop, right, the big old blaster at the airport. So that's the next red radar that is producing these incredible plasmonic effects in our skies, that is actually moving and guiding storms with the flow of the heat that they produce. Or when you leave the beam off in an area, like you don't see nothing coming back, and sometimes like in that area in here, then you know there's a slight line there. I'm looking at this very closely, very closely. So as they heat up stuff, they'll flow like this. And I was watching the flow, and there's a storm down here in Tamworth. This has been pinning over towards this direction, so I'm going to go over to that one now, because I've been watching a few, and then I'm going to go up to the Funkin' Q up there and have a good look at your guys' stuff. Will you turn off, please? So where's the Tamworth radar? So this over here is what I'm watching. I got this storm here and this cell down here. This cell down here that just went under Nundle over there, which I'll call Noodle after this, is headed towards Moon and Flat. So pull your pants down, aim at the storm, and do your moonings or whatever it is you do up there. As this one here is rotating towards itself. So what I got going on is when I see a storm do this, I'll get it to its position and I'll stop. Right, get your markup on this. Right, when I see a storm doing this, I know that this is going to pop down some really bad conditions very suddenly. Because this one's rotating, right? Because it's got these bombs. You can see the differences. Excuse me a minute. I dropped some. The differences here. See these things I'm pointing at here are chemicals that are causing temperature differences in this cloud mass, right? That's just what this map represents, is temperature differences. So if I zoom in on this, you'll catch the temperatures of the catalyst. Oh, this one here is a rain increase. If I went to infrared, it'd be a little different. So you look at these pockets in here. How are you getting a storm that's square? It's not circulating its moisture in tendrils, but it's actually, in this case here, it's making an L and a V. And go to the temperature difference. But let me go back to that other map a minute so I can get it off my screen. But no, that's not what I want. That's for when I go show you Grafton is doing something. I can do the same for them. There's the snipper. Right. So, I'm going to pull these back. You see they got deployments in the cloud that increase the condensates. Right. So something's nucleated. Right. This one here is rotating like this. This one here is rotating like that. Right. So you know which direction it's rotating. This spot here becomes what I call the pinch point of a toroid. And this will start stripping moisture into it and leaving some on that side. I know it's getting a bit technical, but it's, oh shit, I didn't plan that either. Oh, I got too happy here. So I'll try to take some of those lines out. So we got it circulating, right? So this one's moisture comes here. That comes there. This then, the storm mass pulls into that one. And this stuff gets very volatile. This one here is doing a dance now. You see that little area I highlighted there? That's a tendril being shared between that cell there near Noodle and this area here where that mountaintop is of the unknown name. We'll call you Lo Mein Noodle. In honor of the Lunar New Year. Happy Chinese New Year's. It's almost like John Lennon's specs there. Imagine there's no chemtrails, doopy doop doo. Oh yeah, we'll get to that one. And some of your fires that don't look very well. So these cells here are quite bad, quite volatile, and are being influenced by this radar. If I zoom in on Grafton, there's a square over here. If you take lines and go like this and this and this, you'll see. Watch this. Grafton's been pretty much just putting down the rhythm into the atmosphere. It hasn't been spiking very much. Not much at all. It's just all over the show. Or its image is being altered and we're not seeing exactly what is going on. Well, whatever one you want to say is most likely, but I can't show you definitive beams from there like I could that was coming from Moree that's influencing this cell. And this is the worst one. And they had another one that split off and went north of Tamworth, which I am watching. It's going to belt down a bit for your totals over there. And this is the last hour. And that's that one tendril that when it hits this condensates here, it should nearly annihilate the condensates and start to pin the flow more towards Cuffs and the area where the waterfalls are. Where I'm expecting some more action in the overnight hours tonight for them. So I'm going to give you guys your quick, oh my God, look at that, lightning bolts everywhere with ball of lightning and wall of thunder and Kemba bomber wamations going on, right? And that moves up pretty quick, you know. This is about 5-6 hours from now. So you do have a nighttime of watching streams and making sure you're able to safely traverse the roads that you're planning on doing tonight, right? Enjoy fun, stay safe. Not good. Right, here. I wanted to zoom this back a bit so you could see the coastal motion. Come on, baby, view the coastal motion. They camp you and they bomb you and they bzz your ass now to help the tendrils to the coastal motion. Yep. Yeah, they sharpen up the gravy doing the coastal motion. That sounds almost a little erotic, the coastal motion. Come on, baby, let's do that coastal motion. You can see it in the crack. The coastal motion is overrated. I highly recommend balconies and with soft furniture. Yeah, and as it goes up, the weekend goes on, the dip up of the pressure, slinging this. Every time this goes up, it drops a little moisture. It comes back down. Bloop, 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 bloop. And the bloops are going up the coast, so you can expect the bloops to give you some blops of raindrops coming for some of you folks in Townsville and up there. Boy, are you Fouquet. Miss Fouquet. Yeah, Hyacinth Fouquet has come to town. And I'll get to you. As they're parking that tendril for hours and hours and hours over that area. And I mean, that's when you guys get it. This is Sunday, February 2nd. Have a nice Groundhog Day. Your February 2nd starts about I can't remember if you got daylight saving time there or not. Right about here, in New Zealand, yeah, we'll get the. Hey, I hear that there was a fire at that area, bushfire, where that I showed that super darn the other day. Did somebody do a regretfully forbidden thing? You know, it's not regretfully forbidden for me to laugh like a motherfucker. But you know, he never suggested it. Yeah, on fire. Want to see what I'm talking about? I got sent this today. These are when I tell you to check for pH. One of these pH strips will be sufficient. No super duper laboratory. You get 400 shots. You put 1 drop of water on it. So I'll do is I'll find some dew on the grass and just brush it against it. It's enough to get a drop on it. You don't have to stick it in the whole thing. 1 drop is what is required. Right. I don't go with these super fancy ones with all the chemicals on. Fuck, you can't tell nothing. Just this. This is sufficient to get a baseline of whether is it acid or is it not. But yeah, we had that on fire today, so I did bring that up. Don't know exactly which pictures. This is the pictures here of what I was sent this morning in my messenger, and I'm keeping their privacy. He said we had a fire start last night near the Super Darn. Which is down here on the South Island. And yeah, it's quite a brush fire, and just happens to not be listed on the fires map. I'll show you that thing again. So down here, where I seen these beams coming from the other day, and I made a video about it, there's a brush fire here, right here. It's burning. Okay, so I don't know what happened, but this antenna field here might have gone up in flames last night. Oh, wait a minute. That's inappropriate laughter. Or is it appropriate laughter? You can see how fried that sky is in this picture. Look at the chem bombs here going on. Right over the top of that sucker. That's not the smoke from the fire. So yeah, had a bit of an incident down there. Da, 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 da. What is this ship that I hear was going back and forth, back and forth? That's a whole nother topic. So that occurred. I thought you might find it interesting. But that's what I meant about the pH litmus paper, and I put an eBay link on it. Yeah, we'll get to that. So right, I'm gonna go to New Zealand for a minute. Yeah, I know you guys with the bated breath, but they got some weather too that they need to be aware of. Hey, your weather is you need to be aware of here is man-made weather. You got man-made weather all over the North Island, the South Island, ocean, east, north, south, and west. Yeah, as a tendril comes across the Tasmaniacal Sea, like the angel of death just streaming over. Oh, and then it collides with the beak of the kiwi itself, because I think this looks like a kiwi up here, right? You get the beak and everything. Okay, so that'll bring some stuff inland this direction here, so when the flow moves north, it'll already have plenty of moisture in the land for the pressures and the chemical catalysts, aluminum salts, barium salts, to wick the moisture in the air. As if you look up in physics, moist moves towards dry, hot moves towards cold, and well, stupid moves towards what the television tells them to think, and well, what the television tells you to think often stinks. Not everything, I'm told, I disagree with. Yes, you see it coming. I expect this to not really full-on smack New Zealand out the Penis Insula, but I'm watching this storm very closely, and that's as far as I'm going to take you, okay? Because these folks up here are copping, and yeah, so far with this year, I'm not as concerned about it, like I said before. I wasn't concerned, so I don't cover things sometimes. Right, this is as loud as my voice gets. This is the best my microphone that's built into my computer to do it. If you would like to support my work and help me achieve the dreams of a proper sounding studio and all this and stuff, welcome you and invite you to participate in my GoFundMe, which I'm going to make another one, because this is the one from my travels, and I want one that's just, if you want to koha. If you don't. No matter what, I'm not charging you for my broadcasts. Thank you very much, whoever Anonymous was. And how you do it, Sally Lyon. Here's this. Somebody asked me where I get these cloud images from and fires and stuff. I get them from over here at NASA Worldview. Yeah, the things they call satellites that are dangling from a balloon in high Earth orbit is yeah, near space is takes these images. There's lots of different things you could put on. I did the fires today. It's just disgusting me. So I'm going to go back to this tendril here that's absolutely been directed, aimed to come over this area north of Mackay down here near the old Bowen constrictor. And the spaceport's devices have definitely been involved beaming. I showed you those the other day. I should have lifted that up. You got a spaceport over here that has a few devices in it that are worthy of mention. This spaceport here has something on its little runway here that bears watching. Right? Remember I showed you something called ScopeX? Look at this. I want to show you a setup. I have a suspicion. This is a geoengineering experimental balloon that was done by the Couch Group. This program has been put an end to. Okay, I have to say that as well. So why am I seeing certain things on their runway that are associated with weather balloons that are not the ones you would think that are on a string? Okay, so I'm going to show you now something that's bothering me. You see this setup here? That big crane right here? And they use these setups with these big hoses in them that come in them to fill them up, right? Big ass hoses, command and control things. These balloons are vast. These ain't small. These ain't small at all. And these gondolas ain't small. Look how far away that balloon is. I suspect that right here is one of those hoses right here. And there's the crane. And it's very possible this device right here is a ScopeX balloon. Let me zoom that down a little bit. I suspect this here is the ScopeX geoengineering balloon method being deployed at the spaceport over here in Bowen. I think that's the balloon. That is the crane. Hose for inflating the balloon. See this here? I think they got it going on here, and it's the setup it would take. The balloon would have to be all the way down here. That's where the balloon would be, and that big long tendril thing would go down there. I think I caught this in action down here on this image that I have from the date on this image is the first of the year 2025. I go back in time a bit. It's not there in 2018. The hosing stuff is not there in 2022. No, this is back to the other image. We had a point the hose isn't there. So let me get that back up. This is how I do my homework. I look into things in a way. So here in the image is 722, right? We don't have the same setup. The hose is not there. The crane is not there. That thing I suspect is the gondola is not there. So what's stored in here and what's going on here will be of national security clearance type stuff if it's a spaceport, right? But where I see the beams coming from very often is not there. It's down here at the port. And you got quite a few devices here. I don't think those are suspicious. I would say those are for fuels and stuff. But you got dishes. You got it. Domes. Let me bring it back up to the most up-to-date picture. And that'll be 2023. You got a NextRad's been installed. Okay? But when I go to this image here, that's also their NextRad. It's just not a clear image. So it's been here a while, the weather radar itself. But there's a lot of things I don't know what they are. And if I don't know what they are, I ask you guys to help me do the homework. Okay? So that's what I suspect is done. A lot of stuff up there, and here's the information about the Scope X stuff. This is the Google search. And you could do what I do, just look it up. And it's what I suspect some of those spy balloons that were coming too low, or people were noticing them in the United States, so they blame China. Yeah, I think that was that as well. Yeah, so I'll continue along with the rolling of this forecast here. And I'll pull my phone out, see if I can see any comments. Comments, yes sirree. Keep them to yourself sometimes. It's okay. It's okay to disagree, but if you don't do it civilly, well, why are you doing it? Okay, so we're going to keep an eye on a few of the storms, and it's the totals up in this area here. Really concerned with. What area was I asked about today? I was asked about this area here in my a comment today. So there's your totals for this area here. You're in the Can corridor. I expect some of the stuff to finally start moving south and away from you, but you got a weekend of some wets, and then you're going to have a break, and then the tendril's going to clobber you again. And the totals that I'm seeing on the 7-day totals in here is a year's worth of water is coming to this area over this storm. You see the Townsville corridor over there? Hey, so watch where you live at, Star, and you'll see where your totals are coming from. This is a bad day too, is this tundra here as it comes across, and it's going to be, I think, a little bit wider than it's showing here. Over there going past Mamma Mia, skyery again. Yeah, that skyery is very bad. That's giving you 2 centimeters of water an hour as that tendril comes across, and it's going to be packing lightning, and I'm expecting tornadic conditions to come from this one, possible water spouts. Watch your greenhouses. If you could cover them with a mattress or something to protect them from the man-made spiky hail looking like old everlasting gobstopper. Because these people that talk about climate change, these gobs never stop spewing lies. Bunch of gobstoppers. So I'm going to take you up again till about the 9th. And we'll know more accurate these totals near every day as we watch what chem bombs get deployed. And I've got plenty of that data too. Yeah, that's the tendrilization. So I'm going to take it back and let you see. Oh my fucking God. Would you look at the gulp? These are the totals. It's what's coming to that area, the Can corridor. It did come farther inland like I thought it would. Because the EMF line was way past here, past Forsyth. So it really had to. And the line that came in the other day, the drawn below Mackay right here to the Poontang Peninsula over here. You know, the one that looks like Bernie's mitten right down there. Yeah, the mitten. I'll call you the mitten now. That's fair enough. Well, the cattle country, it's a work glove for sure. Julia Creek. How you doing, Julia Creek? You're going to be flowing along this road. Oh, boy. Yeah, the A6 is fucked. Yeah, you guys are fucked. React or not. If you don't believe in geoengineering, it can visit you anyhow. I'll hear a lot of people reporting respiratory distress, runny noses, bloody noses and stuff for some of these chemtrail deployments. Lethargia, aches. If somebody says they're expecting an earthquake because their dogs start vomiting, and it always does before quakes, and they're in New Zealand, so we can't rule out the dogs, man, because they know stuff too. How you doing, New Caledonia? I think it was very accurately called to say that you got almost 2/3 of a meter of water coming your way. In Vanuatu, we're watching you really closely. I think they got a hard on for Port Vila and some of these other islands. So you guys on these islands need to say no to the Paris Agreement that's doing this to you as well. And don't believe a bunch of lies about your skies when you can look up in the sky and see different. When I can go over here and show you the chem bombs today are not a natural fog that came over you. It's not just the coldness in the breeze. Could be the chemical catalysts themselves. Yep. It could be. Just might be. How you liking these chem bombs here? I kind of like a finger pointing at that chemical there. Yeah, not good. How about the simultaneous, all these plumes all at once, evenly spaced? Get your ruler out. Bomb, bomb, ba bomb, bomb, chem bomb, 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 and they bomb in here and a bomb in here. You got chem bombs in your underwear. Morgellons is real, Morgellons it's real. Skyria is here. Boom, 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 pluming, pluming. Look at this trail of chemical catalyst just streaming past, streaming past. This is just miles and miles and miles of chem. Look at this crap. This is more than just the guilt written all over the face of Mother Earth. This is our shame. Shame on us as a species for doing this. How many directions of the wind did we have blowing here? See the beam sweat coming here? It's almost triangulated on that military zone that I visited where they have a weather balloon station. What else do we see here? Obvious to me. The steppes. This is, you see this move all very often on the edge of EMF lines, and when they want to pin the flow between them. So that might be a hot airflow to come out here to be whipped back around into the storms, what I suspect. How they bring that hot air in here, how to get so warm so suddenly, because you're getting fried, man, getting fried, frying your skies with a fucking shape. Let's see some of the chem here. Let's have a look. I'll do like the super zoom-ins I can do here with Mr. Squiggles. What the hell is this? That's a bomb that did this. It went that way. It went that way. And you got one here. Looks like about five smalls. Nasty's there, nasty hair, nasty's in your underwear. Look at the pulse out here. EMF pulse with chemicals in it. See it? It's going like that. That's rippling the atmosphere, causing it to go up and down like that, like a bass speaker would do. If you have it, this is the baseline of a zero on a waveform gauge. It's bouncing up and down, dimpling the atmosphere, causes a ripple, which hems up condensates. It's a lot of chem here off the coast. It's hemmed the line here to pin that to shore. So all this flow is stuck here. It can't go anywhere. It's pinned, and this is coming ashore. See the scalar square here in that line? That's what I can read in this image. Yeah, Mr. Squiggles. And this is why I say that area is fucked. Absolutely fucked. And this is your totals true. I said I'd take it till the 9th. And you see the increased totals down here all at once. You got an event coming. Let's see if we can nail down when is the weather plan finally going to release the far north of Queensland from its greedy, grasping, glutching, agenda-filled asses that want your land and don't give a shit if you're on it or not. Actually, it's easier if you're not on it. And if you leave because of trauma-induced, flood, oh my God, no flood, yay, I'm home. You can induce a behavior in people. You see those totals there coming on that? Not good at all. Yeah, most of that's coming next week on the weekend. So don't make plans to be driving through this area on the weekend, coming on the 9th or so. You'll be doing the coast road that days, okay? Yeah, if you're doing the can't bear it, I want to go scream for my human rights and my physical wantings for my country. You live there, right? You're supposed to be able to do this without having them point a sonic weapon at you. And sonic weapons can also be used in the sky. Infrasonic undulations. Boys, you got some totals still coming. Godspeed. Big love. Peace. Stay safe.